not going to get into too much detail today, further than that, because I could walk you through the exact calculation of how to do the mod. I could talk about things about the D ratio, the W factor. I could talk to you about the expected loss rate, the ELR. I could talk to you about actual losses. I could talk to you about rateable excess losses and all these different things.
You're getting a little crazy on me.
Yes, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to talk about those today. We're going to talk about those next week at our next week meeting that you and I talked about. But today, I just wanted to get some information and give you a little education.
Sure.
So now we're going to fast forward 2 weeks, and now we're at the final presentation.
Good.
And I'm sitting down here. Nick, how you doing?
Good, Bob. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing okay. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hey, Nick, I appreciate all that information you gave us. It was very, very helpful.
Sure.
We're going to come back and talk to you today about some opportunities for your company that would not have been possible if not for your cooperation and the information you gave us and shared with us. Thank you very much. It's going to help you
Sounds
and
good.
hopefully help us.
All right.
If
Well,
we
look
help
forward to
you,
it.
maybe we get rewarded.
Sounds good.
Well, here's the deal. Remember I told you about the mod?
Yep.
Remember I said by October 1st we got to review all these losses?
Correct.
And remember you said that you do not get the renewal until, you don't get the mod until the renewal period?
Right.
Remember that?
Yep, right at the renewal.
That's not unusual. We hear that from a lot of companies, because not all the brokers and agents get as involved in this mod process. Now, I'm not sure about your broker or agent, but if they were doing the same thing we're going to do, you would have known about this earlier, because we need your cooperation to do the best job possible. So if we were your broker,
Yep.
let's say last year, we would have reviewed all your reserves prior to October 1st. Because remember I said on October 1st they take that snapshot?
Yep.
Well, if anything changes after that snapshot, you're done. It's in the calculation, it's in your mod, and even if it's wrong, they can't change it. Now, there are some exceptions to that.
Okay.
But in this particular case, we reviewed your losses. And remember you gave me that letter, and it authorized me to go to the carrier, and I
Yeah.
was able to get all that loss data?
Yeah, I remember signing that.
All right. Well, we looked over all your cases. You remember this guy, William McKay? Remember him?
Yeah, that one's been a pain in the ass.
Not too happy with him,
No.
right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he went out of work, and he never came back here.
Yeah, right.
Now, what we found is he's working somewhere else. And we found that through talking to your carrier, the adjuster, you gave us that letter and authorized us to talk to him. He's working for somewhere else. But no one changed the reserve on this case.
So you're telling me that we're still paying on that claim, but he's working?
Well, you're not paying on it anymore.
Okay.
But what happens is when they put a claim in the system, they guess. They guess what the total cost is going to be. That guess, they call that a reserve, which is really the expected future payments.
Yep.
That guess is what your mod is based on. Now, think about this for a second, which is interesting. In this case, the guess was right at the time, but the facts changed, and no one changed that. It's changed now, but it wasn't changed before October 1st. So what we did is we took that out of your calculation and recalculated your mod. So remember you said your mod was 1.12?
Yep.
If we take that out, your mod becomes 1.05. Now, that in and of itself doesn't mean a darn thing. What was your, I think you said your premium was up 95,000
Yeah,
last year?
just under 100,000.
Let's just say 100 to make the math easy. I'm not really that good at math. Let's just make it easy.
All right.
So a 7-point reduction in your mod
Yep.
is a $7,000 savings to your company.
Really?
$7,000.
So
Now-
we'll get that this year?
Well, let's put that on the, you're not going to get that
Okay.
because the change wasn't made before the date, so you're not going to get that money. You're not going to get it.
Okay.
Now, the good news is that it was only in your mod calculation for 1 year. It could, in some cases, this could stay for 3 years. So if you had a case that never went checked and the reserve was too high, and we see many of these, that could be 3 years times 7, that could be 21,000. So think about this for a second. If we were your broker last year,
Yep.
and we did this review in September, we would have caught this based on this analysis. And you'd be paying $7,000 less this year. That's 7%. You said your margin was about 10%.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
So
it's-
$7,000, that's 70 grand. How many air conditioning units you have to install to make 70 grand profit?
It's a lot.
That's a lot of it.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you want a broker that understands all the nuances and the details of this crazy system? Because it is a crazy system.
Yeah.
Because if the insurance company overguesses in their reserves, they get to charge you more premium. And you wanna hear the crazy part? The broker makes more money.
Doesn't seem right.
You pay for all that.
Yeah.
It's kinda kooky. So we think, we may make less money in a given year, but we think if we do the right thing by you, we're gonna have you for a longer customer and make more money over time. So wouldn't you want a broker that understands those dynamics? And again, I don't know about your broker one way or the other, I just know about the facts. And we can fix this. There may be other things out there that are gonna affect next year's premium. Can we get started on this right away?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. Appreciate it.
You're a gentleman. Thank you
Bob.
very much.
Appreciate it.
Oh, you know what, Nick, one thing before I go.
Sure.
Now, when you call your broker and tell them you're changing over to us,
Yep. Yeah, he's a friend. So I gotta tell him he's done, huh? So fired. But $7,000 is $7,000. We gotta look out for our bottom line.
now they may tell you maybe that's not true. They may, and I've shown you everything. I mean,
Can I show that to him?
You absolutely can show that to him. That's fine.
Okay.
What if they ask you for a second chance?
Well, he's a friend, but obviously he wasn't doing his job. If you're telling me he didn't get to me before October and help me out with that claim.
So what if maybe he talks about the fact that he tried to get some information? You know, desperate agents do desperate things. I'm not saying this person does, but people don't want to lose business. This is money out of his pocket.
Sure.
Just like that $7,000 was out of your pocket.
Yeah, right.
But could he possibly say he tried to talk to somebody else about it, or could he possibly say that, hey, he really tried to get this information, but the insurance carrier couldn't cooperate? I mean, did you know anything about this opportunity?
It was never mentioned to me, no. So.
Because here's the thing, Nick. They may come up with a lot of things that we can't even imagine right now. We've done a lot of work on this with you, and we're not charging anything for that. We don't mind making that investment because we know if we help you, our agreement was we'll get the business.
Right.
But the worst thing could be for your current broker to benefit from our work product.
Yeah.
So all we're asking you is to give us the opportunity now to follow through on our promises and see what we can do. Do we have a deal?
Yeah, that makes sense. I appreciate it.
All right, have a great day.
You too.
Thanks.